Welcome to Ask the Mountlake Terrace Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple with Sergeant Pat Lowe. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
We are talking today about at what age should you teach your child about gun safety, which I thought was a really interesting question. What's the answer?
Well, good. That's a good question, and there might be a lot of varying opinions out there.
Yeah.
What I have to say may go against what another person believes or thinks, and that's fine. Everyone should have their own opinions on this, but it's a topic that gets talked about quite a bit, and it's important for me, so I'm glad that we're going to talk about that. I think that young children between the ages of 3 and 5 should be taught about some sort of gun safety. And I'm not talking about how to shoot a gun or how to handle a gun. I'm talking about how dangerous guns can be and what to do if you see one for a small child. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there are many types of firearms out there today that kind of look like toys. These manufacturers will make a gun that looks like a regular gun that everyone recognizes, but then some of these aftermarket companies can make them looking like a pink gun or a Hello Kitty gun, or sometimes they'll even take an actual toy, and these are bad guys that do this. They'll take a toy and they'll put real gun components inside of it to make it an actual firearm.
That's craziness.
It is. It's really scary that what people are doing.
And do they do that because they're just trying to disguise it when they have it out and about? Like they think somebody will think it's a toy?
Probably. It's kind of hard to think like a criminal because we're not criminals.
Right.
Well, at least I'm not. I'm assuming you're not as well.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I'm joking. But no, it's hard to really put yourself in the minds of why people do some of the things that they do. But it's probably try to disguise it. So if a police officer was searching a house, or maybe they're not allowed to have a gun because they're a felon.
Yeah. Okay.
But back to our topic of the kids. It's important that they recognize that this item that they have seen in their home could be dangerous. And a young person is very curious. Anyone who has been around small children know that if they see something that they don't know what it is or they think it looks cool, they're going to pick it up and try to play with it. Yeah. So it's really good to teach a very young person between 3 and 5 years old that if you see a gun, what to do. What they should do is they should recognize that it's something that they know could be dangerous and go find an adult right away. And never touch it, never pick it up, never try to manipulate the gun whatsoever. That's the best thing you can teach a small child. Okay. Oftentimes people will say, well, I don't own a gun. I don't believe in guns, and I don't want my children to be around guns, so I'm not going to bother with this. I don't want them to be brought up in that kind of environment. Well, unfortunately, they may go over to a friend's house, and their friend's parents may own guns. Unfortunately, also, some people maybe aren't as responsible with firearms and they may leave something out. So if your child is over at a friend's house and he spots a gun, it would be nice for him to know, or he or she to know what to do or what not to do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They've done studies on the news where they actually will plant a fake gun that looks real in a playground. Mm-hmm. And they'll videotape small children and how they react to this gun. And it's really interesting. You can find some of these on YouTube and look around and see how these small children react and what they do when they find these firearms. And some kids do really, really good, and some kids maybe don't do so good. And it's all about the education. Yeah. If they're educated properly, they generally do really, really well. So a horrible tragedy doesn't happen.
Okay, that's great. All right. We will be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Mountlake Terrace Cop.